Yes, it's true certain 1979 Anthony dollars are worth huge money, and most people have no idea these valuable versions even exist. And what makes it even more exciting is that the 1979 coins have some of the most interesting and unusual varieties in the whole series, especially the rare proof versions and their famous mint mark mistakes. These coins are absolute treasure hunt material, and once you learn what to look for, you'll never look at the mint mark the same way again. Back in 1979, the United States Mint decided to launch a brand new small dollar coin. It was meant to be more convenient, easier to carry than the big Eisenhower dollars, and perfect for vending machines, transportation systems, and everyday use. And for the first time in American history, a real woman, Susan B. Anthony, was placed on a circulating coin. She fought her whole life for equal rights and the right for women to vote, so it was a big moment for American history. But even though the idea was good, the coin ran into a problem instantly. People kept confusing it with the quarter. Same color. Close in size. Stores didn't like it. Cash registers didn't like it. And the public didn't want it. The coin ended up being used much less than expected, and this low popularity actually helped make the rare varieties even more special. The 1979 Anthony dollars came from the San Francisco Mint, which mainly made proof coins, special coins made only for collectors. Proof coins are made with shiny mirror backgrounds and frosted designs, using polished dies and clean blanks. These coins never enter circulation. They come in sets and are struck with extra care. Because proof coins are made differently, the smallest mistake or change becomes a big deal. And in 1979, the famous mint mark, the S, was made by hand using punches. Workers tapped the little S onto each die manually. And that, right there, opened the door for one of the most famous and valuable modern coin varieties ever made. Some 1979 proof dollars have what collectors call the Type 1 mint mark. This version has an S that looks soft, mushy, almost like it's melting. It's not sharp or crisp. It's rounded, blobby, and not very pretty. But that was normal at the time, because the mint still used older mint mark punches. Later that same year, the mint upgraded the punch and switched to a new, sharper-looking S, which collectors call the Type 2 mint mark. This one is clean, sharp, and beautifully shaped. And here is where the big money begins. The Type 2 mint mark was produced only near the very end of the year, meaning very few proof sets were made with it. And since proof coins were never meant to circulate, most of the Type 2 coins stayed in sets. Very few were lost. Very few ended up in hands of the public. And the limited number is exactly why the 1979 Type 2 proof is one of the most valuable coins of the entire Susan B. Anthony series. A regular 1979 Type 1 proof dollar is worth only a few dollars because it's very common. But the Type 2? That's where prices jump from small numbers to big numbers. A regular Type 2 proof might sell for $100 or $200 in average collector condition. But when the coin is in high-grade, perfect condition graded by a professional service, it can sell for $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, or even more. Coins that grade PR 70, which means absolutely perfect under magnification, are extremely rare and can reach well into the five-figure range. Some near-perfect examples have sold in auctions for $10,000 to $15,000, depending on the market and how many bidders want it. That is unbelievable for a modern dollar coin that many people overlook. But the value train doesn't stop there. The 1979 Anthony dollar also has other rare versions that can be worth thousands. Some coins struck in San Francisco accidentally have the wrong finish or show unusual die flaws. Some have cameo frost stronger than normal. Some have unusual planchet problems, scrapes, extra metal, missing metal, or smooth edges that aren't supposed to be there. When a proof coin has an error, that error becomes even more valuable because proof errors are much harder to find than business strike errors. Proof coins are made slowly and carefully, so any mistake that slips through is something truly special. Some proof errors from 1979's have sold for thousands, and some extremely dramatic ones have hit tens of thousands in auctions. There are also rare 1979's business strikes. The ones made for circulation that show mistakes like off-center strikes, broad strikes, multiple strikes, and wrong planchet errors. These can range from a few $100s for small mistakes to several $1,000s for big, dramatic ones. A 1979's dollar struck on the wrong metal or with a major off-center strike can be worth $5,000, $10,000, or more, depending on how strong the error is. These coins prove that even though the Anthony dollar wasn't popular, the minting process still created some wild and valuable surprises. Collectors love the 1979's dollars because they represent the start of a very short series only struck in 1979, 1980, 1981, then one more time in 1999. First-year coins always get extra attention, and the S versions, especially the Proof Type 2, sit right at the top of the list for value and demand. As time goes on and more collectors try to complete high-grade sets, the rarest pieces only grow in value. That's why so many people search through old proof sets today, hoping to spot that sharp, clean Type 2 mint mark. At first, it seems like just an ordinary dollar, but what if this coin could be worth much more? That's exactly what makes the 2009 Sacageawa Native American dollar exciting. In 2009, the mint changed the small $1 coin series to honor Native American history. The front of the coin still shows the familiar portrait of Sacageawa holding her child, but the back was changed to something new. Instead of the old eagle design, the reverse shows a Native American woman planting corn, beans, and squash together, a traditional method called the Three Sisters agriculture, meant to show how Native Americans grew their food long ago. That makes the 2009 coin the first of its kind in a whole new series, so it has a special place in coin history. The edge of the coin now carries the date and mint mark, in this case, 2009 P, instead of showing them on the front, which is different from older Sacageawa dollars. All these small changes make this coin stand out if you look closely. Even though millions of these coins were made, about 39.2 million from the Philadelphia Mint alone, that does not mean they are all worthless. The value really depends on how the coin looks. If the coin has been passed around, used in shops, or scratched, it is usually worth about what it says, $1. But if the coin has stayed safe and looks almost perfect, collectors may pay more. For a coin in almost new condition, maybe from a roll or kept by someone, the value can go up to around $5 or a little more. That's still not a fortune, but it's more than face value. Then there are coins that are extra special, ones that are uncirculated, meaning they were never dropped, spent, or worn. These coins sometimes show up with sharp details, bright color, and no signs of wear. Some of those have sold for maybe $3 to $6, or slightly more depending on mint mark and condition. But the real excitement comes when the coin is nearly perfect, when it is what collectors call mint state. A few of those have sold at auctions for hundreds of dollars. Yes, a coin you might find in your spare change could become something someone pays several $100s for. And if the coin has rare mistakes, for example, if the edge lettering is missing or wrong, or if there is a minting error, then the value might get even higher because collectors see errors as rare treasures. In fact, among the 2009 P coins, there are special position, varieties, and edge lettering errors that some serious collectors look for, and those coins occasionally push into high-price territory. That means a coin minted for just $1 could one day be worth dozens or even hundreds of dollars, depending on luck, coin condition, and demand. Still, you shouldn't expect every 2009 P Sacageawa dollar to be priceless. Most are common, used in regular shops or ATM change, and for them their face value stays close to $1. The magic happens only when someone kept the coin safe, uncirculated, maybe in a collection or a coin roll, or if the coin has a flaw that makes it rare. That's why every time you open a jar of old coins or check loose change, you should give each coin a good look. If you find one that is shiny, without scratches, with clear details on both sides, and the edge lettering is clean, it could be one of the more valuable ones. And if it has any unusual features, maybe the edge lettering is weak or missing, or the strike looks off, that could be a rare error that attracts collectors. In that case, the coin becomes more than metal, it becomes a small piece of history and maybe a little treasure. So when you show your viewers a 2009 Sacageawa dollar, you can build excitement by saying, "This is not just a $1 coin. This is the first of a new chapter in American coins. This coin could be worth $5, or $50, or maybe even hundreds depending on how it survived." Encourage them to check their old coins, piggy banks, drawers, or change jars, because you never know when a seemingly ordinary coin hides a story and real value. Remind them that condition matters a lot, and sometimes the difference between a regular dollar and a collectible is just a scratch or two, or how the coin was treated. But also remind them not to expect miracles. Most coins are still worth $1. What matters is being alert, curious, and patient. A 2009 Sacageawa dollar might be ordinary to someone, but to a collector it might be a small treasure inside a pocket coin waiting to be discovered. In the end, this coin tells a story, about change, about respecting history, about how simple coins can carry art, culture, and sometimes even real money. So if you find one today, hold it close, look carefully, and think, maybe this simple coin is not so simple after all.